Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Enlightening text 42 and text 43 of chapter 9 answers by citing the Lord's version of second canto, the cosmic manifestation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 42. Mayam Vividishan Vishnor Mae Shasya Mahamuniho Mahabhagavato Rajan Pitaram Paryatoshayato. Narad very much pleased his father and desired to know all about the energies of Vishnu, the master of all energies, for Narad was the greatest of all sages and greatest of all devotees, O king. Lord Brahma, being the creator of all living beings in the universe, is originally the father of several well-known sons like Daksh, the Chatuha Sanas and Narad. In three departments of human knowledge disseminated by the Vedas, namely fruitive work, Karma Kanda, transcendental knowledge, Jnana Kanda, and devotional service, Upasana Kanda, Devarishi Narad inherited from his father Brahma devotional service, whereas Daksh inherited from his father fruitive work, and Sanak, Sanatan, etc. inherited from their father information about Jnana Kanda or transcendental knowledge. But out of them all, Narad is described here as the most beloved son of Brahma because of good behavior, obedience, meekness, and readiness to render service unto the father. And Narad is famous as the greatest of all sages because of his being the greatest of all devotees. Narad is the spiritual master of many famous devotees of the Lord. He is the spiritual master of Prahlad, Dhruv and Vyas, down to the forest animal hunter Kirata. His only business is to turn everyone to the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Therefore, all these features of Narad make him the dearmost son of his father, and all this is due to Narad's being a first-class devotee of the Lord. The devotees are always anxious to know more and more about the Supreme Lord, the master of all energies. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 10.9, Macha Chitta Madagata Prana Bodhayantaha Parasparam Kathayantasha Cha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. The Supreme Lord is unlimited and his energies are also unlimited. No one can know them completely. Brahmaji, being the greatest living entity within this universe and being directly instructed by the Lord, must know more than anyone within this universe, although such knowledge may not be complete. Thus, it is the duty of everyone to ask about the unlimited Lord from the spiritual master in the disciplic succession of Brahma, which descends from Narad to Vyas, from Vyas to Shukdev, and so on. Text 43. Tushtam Nishamya Pitaram Lokanam Prapitamaham Devarishiha Paripa Pracha Bhavan Yanmanu Pruchati. The great sage Narad also inquired in detail from his father Brahma, the great grandfather of all the universe. After seeing him well satisfied, the process of understanding spiritual or transcendental knowledge from the realized person is not exactly like asking an ordinary question from the schoolmaster. The schoolmasters in the modern days are paid agents for giving some information, but the spiritual master is not a paid agent, nor can he impart instruction without being authorized. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.34, the process of understanding transcendental knowledge is directed as follows. Tada vidhi pranipaten pariprashnen sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Arjuna was advised to receive transcendental knowledge from the realized person by surrender, questions, and service. Receiving transcendental knowledge is not like exchanging dollars. Such knowledge has to be received by service to the spiritual master. As Brahmaji received the knowledge directly from the Lord by satisfying him only, similarly one has to receive the transcendental knowledge from the spiritual master by satisfying him. The spiritual master's satisfaction is the means of assimilating transcendental knowledge. One cannot understand transcendental knowledge simply by becoming a grammarian. The Vedas declare, Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.23, Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha gurau ta syaite kathita hi arthaha prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto one who has unflinching devotion to the Lord and to the spiritual master does transcendental knowledge become automatically revealed. Such relationship between the disciple and the spiritual master is eternal. One who is now the disciple is the next spiritual master, and one cannot be a bona fide and authorized spiritual master unless one has been strictly obedient to his spiritual master. Brahmaji, as a disciple of the Supreme Lord, received the real knowledge and imparted it to his dear disciple Narad, and similarly Narad, as spiritual master, handed over this knowledge to Vyas, and so on. Therefore, the so-called formal spiritual master and disciple are not facsimiles of Brahma and Narad or Narad and Vyas. The relationship between Brahma and Narad is reality, while the so-called formality is the relation between the cheater and cheated. It is clearly mentioned herewith that Narad is not only well-behaved, meek and obedient, but also self-controlled. One who is not self-controlled, specifically in sex life, can become neither a disciple nor a spiritual master. One must have disciplinary training in controlling speaking, anger, the mind, the tongue, the belly and the genitals. One who has controlled the particular senses mentioned here is called a Goswami. Without becoming a Goswami, one can become neither a disciple nor a spiritual master. The so-called spiritual master without sense control is certainly the cheater, and the disciple of such a so-called spiritual master is the cheated. One should not think of Brahmaji as a dead great-grandfather as we have experienced on this planet. He is the oldest great-grandfather and he is still living, and Narad is also living. The age of the inhabitants of the Brahmalok planet is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. The inhabitants of this small planet Earth can hardly calculate even the duration of one day of Brahma. Hari Krishna.